evening, folks, and welcome to Garbage Theater. Tonight's installment, Battle for the Lost Planet. I'm your host, Chase, with my co-hosts, Blake and John.
I don't have anything funny to say.
Well, there you go. That sums up the feelings of this movie pretty well. Let's get this shit show on the road. If you could turn just depression into a movie, it would be this. I sat watching this thing, just questioning my life choices every second of it.
Damn, I didn't hate it that much.
It was just slow and bleh and gray and dumb.
This was the movie equivalent of like when your kid strikes out in baseball and you're like, but you swung for it every time.
I don't know if I share that sentiment, but
he was trying.
Look, they went for it.
They did.
Okay. They went for a lot of things, apparently. They went for space movie. They went for screwball comedy. They went for Mad Max movie.
They tried.
It was ambitious.
Planet of the Apes, pick a freaking lane. Oh, Lordy.
The one thing I will say this, and when we get to it, I personally identified with one of the characters. Like, me and him really hit it off.
Okay, I gotta assume it was budget Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, I'm also guessing Mad Dog.
Yeah. No, not him.
Okay,
we'll get to it.
Okay. Well, without further ado, let's get going. So we open up to, okay, I'll admit, some kind of rad music.
Here we go. You know what? It wasn't that bad of a movie.
This is stuff. What a fucking piece of shit. I almost killed myself. But the music was alright.
This was like, this was it. This is where I peaked, and then it just went sharply down. So, all right, this movie's not bad. And then we see the spaceship on the shoreline, like, okay, never mind.
I did kind of feel some, pretty good amount of the music. It was just like generic synth stuff, but I'm like a sucker for synth stuff. So, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not a sucker for spaceships that look like toilet tanks superimposed onto a shoreline.
No?
No. Not impressive. Some old bastard comes limping into the shot, complaining about how creepy the ship is and how he expects a pig-faced monster to come out and get him at any moment. And he says that he's the one to tell us the story about the 5-year reign of the Yaezags. Well,
first of all, his voiceover is super garbled. Thank God for subtitles. It's not, he's like record this thing inside his own ass.
This is like Orson Welles' Unicron level, barely comprehensible.
And then, we'll meet him later, but like this is the older version of the main character.
The main dude, yeah.
But he's got like some kind of like New York Jewish accent or something. Like it's like the guy telling the story to Fred Savage and the Princess Bride.
Yeah, he's just a completely different human being from what he started off as. Enough to where it was like, is this the guy that's telling the story? I don't know.
Maybe he moved after the events of the movie happened. He moved to New York. Started driving a cab.
Yeah, affected the expected accent.
Yeah.
Turned into Peter Falk.
So he's going to tell us the story about how he helped end the 5-year reign of the Yaezags. Flashback. Some guy...
Wait. He sits down on the beach and opens up his, like, composition notebook. His, like, black and white composition notebook. It's, like, full of shitty poetry and, like, lists of the cutest boys in school.
So we flash back. Some guy runs into frame. I just called him Sunglasses McLife Jacket for now. He's running from the future police, I guess. They open fire at him, and he ducks into someone's garage or something. One of the cops says that they should just blast the door down. His partner calls out to Trent, who's the Sunglasses McLife Jacket. I didn't need that name for very long. Calls out to him through the door that he's trapped with no way out. Well, except for this spaceship.
You are mistaken, my good sirs.
Trent finds his way in, and he turns on the spaceship and starts up the computer. And it's one of those computers that you talk to it. And the computer asks for a code to open the hangar doors, which Trent doesn't have. And then Trent then asks the computer, what if I ram the doors? To which the computer replies, what?
Yeah. What? It's supposed to just give you an answer.
Yeah, regardless of how relevant the answer is. It
Complicated
gives you
AI.
an answer to whatever question it heard.
What?
That's
Are
how
you
I always
crazy,
end
you
up in
son
an
of a
argument
bitch?
with Siri.
Yeah. So he fires up the engines, rams through the doors. The cops outside run for cover. Shit!
That guy from The Wire didn't realize he'd stolen it from this guy.
Oh, if I had a nickel for every time somebody stole a spaceship out of this place. The tower contacts him and tells him that he's not clear for takeoff, so he tells the tower to go fuck themselves. And the computer tells him that he's not smart enough to fix the damage to the ship and that he's going to be along for the ride. Within minutes, he's hundreds of thousands of miles from Earth looking back at it.
It's a fast ship.
Seconds.
Okay, whenever he's taken off and like he's still like in Earth's like atmosphere, like he's booking it.
Oh, it goes 0 to like Mach 50 in a second.
Yeah.
He would have been liquefied.
Yeah, exactly. But like his head wasn't even pinned back to the seat. But yeah, he would have been just like strained out the back of that seat.
So he's looking back at the Earth. He spots the ship from the opening of the movie slowly listing its way towards Earth. The computer identifies them as not from Earth, and the
No shit.
the governments of Earth or something reach out to contact the aliens, and they broadcast and they say that in the spirit of friendship, please identify yourselves before you land. And the proboscis monkey-looking aliens look on and chuckle to themselves. They see Trent's ship on the screen, but they ignore it. It's too small to be of any concern. They continue to Earth, ignoring any further calls. The ships all open up and fire lasers down at Earth, destroying everything in sight. This is where the old man in a voiceover says, those aliens moved in and really kicked some ass.
Kick those stupid humans' asses.
A quick note about their ships. Their ships, they look like door number 6 whenever the Mystery Science Theater guys are going to watch their movie.
So specific.
Yeah.
It's what it looks like.
It's just random nonsense that makes a spaceship.
That's how you make models. It's kit, what is it called? Kit bashing or something like that?
Sure.
Yeah.
So Earth gets taken over in about 5 minutes. And it made him want to puke. Or so he says.
This dude is a child, by the way. Like, over the course of the movie, it started to dawn on me that he is a fucking child, and it's pretty funny.
Yeah. So,
puke. Oh, there's all these like dead guys down there now. Gross.
So the computer tells him he's traveling in an ellipsis and he'll be able to land back on Earth in 5 years, 3 months, and 17 days. The ship's stocked with provisions for 20 crew to last for months, so he should be able to survive this length of time by himself, no problem. Time passes, and the ship...
He even asked the computer, he tells the computer, I'll go crazy. And then the computer's basically like, yup.
Yeah, probably.
I was like, It would have
Sucks
been
to be you.
interesting if he'd actually gone even just a little bit crazy, but
Nope, he's
there
fine.
really isn't any effect on him at all. I was
I mean-
excited that, like, I thought it was a cool idea that he would just have to endure it, you know? There's no, like, cryopod or something on the ship that he could just get in and wait. Like,
It's almost like that would have been the more interesting movie.
No. Instead, he just
Yeah.
kind of Encino Man the cockpit, and that was about it.
So time passes, and the ship buzzes by Mercury as he glances out the window to see the crab monsters that live there.
he's just past the the vacuous spider planet.
They both look up kind of confused at the ship, the Mercury spider monsters. Another ship is cruising by and spots Trent's ship. The men on the ship don't report the sighting because they don't want to turn the man inside over to the aliens. These are humans, by the way, on this new ship. Trent prepares the ship to land when the men on the other ship start fighting over the controls because one's trying to report the sighting to the aliens and the other one wants to spare Trent.
Well,
this
he's
is
made
where-
it back to Earth. Did we make that clear? That he
He
okay.
rounds Mercury and comes back in, like a day. But we're expected to believe that this was, 5.5 years. So this is where we see the inside of Trent's ship, where he's crudely scrawled tits all over the walls.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, we see it more clearly later. There's a whole bunch of stuff that he's written in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he drew himself a nearly life-size naked stick figure woman that he could look at while he touched his pee-pee.
That's how he stayed sane. The two men, however, they opt to just blow themselves up for reasons. They
That's how disputes are settled in the future on Earth. Well, we're at an impasse. We must blow each other up.
Yeah, the one that wanted to spare Trent gets free and hits a button, and they blow themselves up. So Trent lands the ship. It just happens. It's not like some weird sequence or the ship's damaged. Nope, it just lands. He also gets a gun. Yeah.
It's like, I landed.
He also gets a gun from somewhere and starts exploring. He comes across a little ruined town, but he's attacked by these deformed humans. He shoots one, takes off running, more appear. One of them manages to disarm him and accidentally shoots itself in the face. Trent runs, but he's eventually captured until a woman on a horse rides to his rescue and pulls him up and rides away. She tells him that her name is Dana, and he says that his name's Harry, so he's Harry Trent.
Well, they never established this, so I just thought his name changed. It's not till like way later that you find out his
actually say
name
it's
is
Harry
Harry
Trent. Yeah. So the old man doing the voiceover says, "So I went off with this strange lady because, we're making a movie here, and that's what the script said."
I hated this voiceover thing. Like, it's so pointless, and it's bad, and it doesn't serve any. And like it's guards. He sounds like I don't know, Captain Picard or something. Like the way he talks, his cadence. But it's just another one of those things where he's like describing things that we're seeing on the screen.
Yeah, he's just saying what's happening.
Yeah, he like tells you something that the woman said, just like talking over her. Why couldn't she just say it on screen?
Because we have to tell you, John. We can't possibly show you.
Hated it.
So they arrive at some dilapidated house where there's some survivors living. She tells them about the Yahizags, but she's going to go let the old man explain in great detail. Great. Now there's two old men I have to differentiate. There's old man narrator and old man. So she takes
eye patch old man.
Eye patch. She takes Harry to the old man, and he tells him that his name's Harry Trent, which makes the old man freak out. And he explains that he snuck aboard Darvis Steiner's spaceship, and he got trapped in space. And Harry gets pissed and tries to leave, but Dana pulls a knife on him. And Harry grabs the knife from Dana, so Dana pulls a second knife on him. The old man
on two knives.
The old man whacks the knife out of Harry's hands, and can we please just get on with this goddamn scene? They get Harry some food and discuss the Yahizags. They only like warfare and astronomy, and musical theater. They treat humanity like cattle. They dissect humans alive and then turn them loose when finished. And that's what those deformed people that attacked Harry were in the beginning. And they explain that people are spread all over the globe, but they're spread thin. But the important thing to remember is that men and women are still getting nasty.
Yes.
He's got to make a point that people are still doing it.
Hell yeah.
So,
I mean, as any man who'd been in space for 5 years, that would be their primary concern when they got back to Earth.
Yeah, but
and it is, because he says that later.
You would assume that by default, though. Somebody had to tell you if nobody was doing it anymore.
Yeah. I guess that's true.
We as a species decided to just abstain and just go extinct.
Like,
we just
the guy in the eye patch is like, dude, I see you looking and everything, but nobody does it anymore.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's not like that. The Earth is not as horny a place as it used to be.
Nope.
We've gone
full demolition man.
I wish that during the explanation of all the Yizag shit, he was like, yeah, but we're still fucking, right? Like, as a species?
Yes, of course.
Why would you need to ask that?
Don't you know the default is yes? I would have to tell you if we weren't.
So Harry takes them out to the shuttle. They ask him for the tape that they know he was stealing from Steinler's base when he got caught. So Harry goes to get the tape from the ship when a Yizag opens the door and jumps him. And another one comes out, and he pulls a gun, but Harry manages to knock it from his hands. And Dana grabs the gun and shoots one of them, and then a fighter ship appears and starts blasting at him, and this whole scene has ADD. It's just... stuff just keeps happening.
Big action set piece.
They try to run, but old man gets blown to bits. The chaos of this scene is over in a matter of seconds. Dana claims that they killed the old man just for fun. So they go into the ship.
I mean, I can see how that would be fun.
They go into the ship. There's
quick, shoot the old man is telling everybody to keep doing it.
So they go inside the ship. There's more hilarious graffiti, and like the main doors to the cockpit of the ship is just one big centerfold that he's scrawled out.
he's written like Trent's place over the door. Like, no Sherrills allowed. I think I made out one. So Sherrill is the name of his computer voice thing.
Yes. Yeah.
I think I made out one that says Sherrill makes it with Donkey Kong.
I was hoping that was going to be a question.
Because you know what? I wouldn't have gotten it because I didn't see that.
I saw Donkey Kong's. I saw Donkey Kong's. I had to go back and look, and that's what it says. Cheryl makes it with Donkey Kong.
He's doing bathroom stall insults for his ship's computer. It's like writing for a good time. Say, "Hey Siri." It's like, what fun is that?
He was going crazy.
I guess.
So the narrator says they find the tape and they play it. And instead of listening to the tape, good old narrator comes on. He says that this was all just technical stuff that probably went over Dana's head, because she's a dumb old woman who couldn't possibly understand it. But Trent, he knows all about technological who's a what's-its.
And his muscles are real big, and his penis is huge.
And then Trent immediately asks the computer to analyze the tape and tell him what it means. So the lady computer can figure it out, but your dumbass can't, you liar.
Luckily, no one will ever read this old man's version of events. It's written in a stupid composition.
No one's ever going to read his junior high journal. So the computer tells him that of the Neutron 90 bomb, a.k.a. the convenience bomb, that can kill any group of people based on their genetic code.
Written for maximum convenience.
Yeah. Dana then jumps right to genociding all of the blue-eyed Eskimos, the racist bitch.
I know, what the hell?
So they figure out that, yeah, they can program it to just kill all the aliens. Yay. They figure out where the bomb is, and they go and find some other old bastard, Benton, to fix up the ship before they take off. And all we see of Benton is him strolling down a path, and then it's over, and they're flying. So...
Thanks, Benton.
He's going to go and save the Earth, and then it's time to partay. Trent shows Dana how to fly the ship. Seems like an unnecessary risk at this point.
Yeah.
We're the only hope for humanity. You want to try flying this spaceship that you've never even seen before?
No, try it. Take it to the limit.
Yeah.
See what happens.
As soon as she touches the wheel, a Yizag ship appears and attacks. As it's attacking them, a second Yizag ship appears and flips off the first one, and they start ramming into each other, trying to be the one that takes out Trent's ship. So they don't like each other, I guess? It's all for one? All for themselves? I don't know.
It's all for sport. They don't care anymore. They're just having a good time.
I broke this down way too in depth in my mind when it was going on. And I think it's, after the initial invasion, they probably didn't have much in the way of like competition as far as warfare. So after 5 years, holy shit, there's something flying in the sky. Everybody's going to rush to try to kill it.
Right.
Because other than that, they're killing people on horseback.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the challenge of it. And I know I went way too deep in trying to apologize for this movie, but
no, I think you're probably right. They're bored.
Yeah.
They already killed most of them.
Like I said, they're running around killing people on foot and on horseback, and then here's something that's quick.
Like, ooh, a flying one.
Yeah.
So as they're doing this, they get distracted, and one flies into a water tower and explodes. The other ship shoots down Trent and Dana, and then it flies away satisfied that it did that.
He like put his arms up like a field goal or whatever. It's like, yeah. Eat shit.
So Trent and Dana survive, but they lost all their weapons that they had. So they make camp, and Trent tells Dana about his time in space, and they don't waste much time before Dana throws herself at Trent. She tells him to show her everything that he thought about doing while he was stranded in space. It's about to get real weird out here in the woods.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, either she's the most magnificent waifu there is, or she's like very naive.
Yeah.
I don't know, lady. 5 years, it got pretty dark up there.
It got weird.
There ain't even names for the things that I'm gonna be doing to you.
So a shadow creeps up while they're doing it and grabs Dana and drags her off. They're both bare-ass naked at this point. It's just a point to make. It's some kind of...
Not even doing anything weird, which I was disappointed. It was just missionary, man.
Yeah.
He was just getting warmed up.
I mean, I guess that was first round.
Yeah.
You got to get the easy one out.
It's been 5 years. You got to get the easy one out first.
Yeah. So it's some kind of freaking monster, indescribable monster thing. It's stop motion animation. It's got limbs, and I don't know. I can't even describe it. It's weird.
It's like got an alien like xenomorph head on like a crab body or something.
Yeah, but his body's like a table. Yeah, it was weird. Trent jumps up, bare-assed, and attacks it with a torch. Dana screams as Trent runs to try to get her free, but the creature knocks him out and drags Dana further away. And it's just kind of holding her by the ankle, staring at her ass. It's not really doing anything.
She's like, Carrie, save me. I've only agreed to show butt in this movie, and I can't turn over to defend myself.
So suddenly a bunch of people appear in the bushes, and they're all watching this happen. And Dana gets the torch and burns the creature's little tentacle arm, and it gets free. And Trent and Dana climb up into a tree, and some random people come out and attack the monster with spears. When did this become a caveman movie? In a split second. Everyone's wearing loincloths or naked, and they're fighting a dinosaur with spears and torches. The creature falls into a trap full of spikes, and they manage to kill it. They help Trent and Dana out of the tree to their clothes. Trent's very careful to not turn around and show anything.
Yeah.
He already showed full dong.
Dude hangs dong. The next morning, Trent wakes...
I like to think that what drew the creature was that it overheard that, like, Dana was just down for anything.
Yeah.
You know, for some weird shit? Well, it don't get much weirder to me, lady. How you doing? I'm the wood sex monster.
Been hearing rumors.
So, the next morning, Trent wakes up and has a toke with the leader of the tribe.
See, this is the guy that was like my kindred spirit.
This guy rules.
Because if shit would go down, that I would be that guy.
The patron saint of libertarians right here.
Yes. Like, everything he said made perfect sense to me. Like, it stopped being a fantasy movie and just a how to survive movie.
So, it turns out that the leader of this tribe, they're out in the woods, they're segregated, they kill anybody that comes on their land, and it turns out they've been living like this well before the aliens showed up.
Well, just him, right?
Yeah, just him.
Yeah.
He was killing anybody that came on his land until he ran out of ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he even says, well, but you have people here. He's like, well, I ran out of ammo.
Yeah, he says, I typically shoot anyone that comes out here, but I ran out of cartridges a while back. So, Trent asks him, where's Virginia? Because that's where they're trying to get. And the man responds, you're in Virginia. And then Trent asks, well, where are we in relation to Richmond? The man says, you're 40 miles west of it. And Trent asks, so that makes it... And the man says, 40 miles east. Trent then asks, how do we get there? And the man says, walk. Jesus fucking Christ.
I love this guy.
He's so, like, over Trent's shit.
Like, he's helping him, but doing his best not to help him.
Yeah.
So he warns Trent that getting to Richmond will take them through Mad Dog Kelly's territory. The man gives them a couple of horses to aid them on their quest, and Trent struggles to ride when they're going across a field and come across a fucking biker gang. They pull Trent from
trope in there.
Yeah. They pull Trent from his horse, and Trent beats the ever-loving hell out of one of them. And Dana throws a knife into another one's back, which kills him instantly. But they're soon overwhelmed, and they all pull him down. There's a roar of an engine as the goddamn Mad Max car comes blasting through the field with a scary dog face painted on the hood. So, you know, this is Mad Dog.
Yep.
Mad Dog and his lady get out, and, you know, like I said, budget Sylvester Stallone. Tells him to get...
He was a lot of things to me. Like, I kept coming up with new things that he was.
Yeah.
Like, at first I thought he was like a Danny McBride character.
Yeah.
I
but
thought
then,
he
yeah,
was
the
like...
Stallone thing.
They wanted to get the Body by Jake guy, but he just wouldn't do it. So they found this guy.
So Mad Dog invites them back to his hideout. Trent takes the dead biker's chopper and they head out. Cut to Shea Mad Dog, where trespassers will be annihilated and killed.
It's just pretty funny. Like, I think when you get to Mad Dog's place is when you start to realize that this movie is just a comedy.
Yes. And it wasn't at any time before that.
Yeah. They try to write trespassers will be annihilated, but they can't spell annihilated. And after 3 tries, they give up and just write killed.
Yeah, this is when I started getting genuine laughs out of the movie.
Yes.
So
that made me laugh right there. It's like a stupid old like cartoon strip gag, but because it's like this guy and it's like a post-apocalyptic movie, it's like really funny.
So Dana notices that they have power here and she can hear the generators, but all Trent can notice is all the fresh trim. So this guy is basically just Negan. That's where they got this from.
Yes, exactly.
That's just what it is. He tells Trent that he should take a girl and live it up like he does, because he can't be bothered caring about the dead and suffering. He's got his own life to live. And the other girls take Dana away and tie her up. Mad Dog reveals that he used to work for Steinler at the labs and tells Trent where the base is. They bring Dana out dressed in post-apocalyptic horror wear. Mad Dog gives her to her cronies, and Trent stops him, and he challenges Mad Dog to a winner-take-all fight. What is this movie?
Yeah, okay. My mind is like absolutely spinning with all the things that go on in this just short little part here. Like Mad Dog gives Dana to his men, and they start acting like zombies. They're like, "Give me woman."
like they're gonna eat her.
Like they're gonna eat her. Like there's women all over the place.
Those are all Mad Dogs.
No, he seems pretty willing to share. Like there was women all over Trent at one point. Anyway, and then to avert the impending rape, Harry just lifts a chair up over his head.
Well,
doesn't even mean to throw it, though.
To be fair, that was Mad Dog's throne.
I guess. So he doesn't need to throw it. The guys get the idea.
Yeah.
So he can just return it gently to its place of rest.
That's a nice-ass chair. What are you doing?
Hey, don't mess up the chair. Then it continues. Please, go on.
So, Trent lays out some ground rules. Mad Dog's not all about rules, but he reluctantly agrees. And the rules are, if he wins, Mad Dog owes him a big old favor.
But it's a fight to the death.
To the death. So,
if I kill you, you owe me.
They pull out some crazy farming equipment that's all been cobbled together. They took every farming implement they could find and just duct taped them together. It's just a bouquet of blades on the end of a stick.
Like a candle stand from Edward Scissorhands' house.
Yeah. So they each get one of these things, and things go south.
There was a dad joke, kind of like a dad joke, that made me laugh before the fight. Whenever he's talking to Dana, is her name? Mm-hmm. Dana, Diane, what's her name?
It's Dana.
Dana, and she tells him, if we're gonna go down, we're gonna go down together. He's like, well, if I lose, you're definitely going down. Yeah.
and then it held on her for like a second as she realized.
She realized what that means. Like, oh my god.
So things go south for Trent pretty fast. He gets his weapon broke, but however, he does eventually get the drop on Mad Dog and makes him yield. So Mad Dog tells him where the bomb's located, but the Yai Zags have built a base right on top of the facility. And Mad Dog is worried that after humanity uses the bomb on the aliens, they might use it for more nefarious reasons. But he agrees to take him there anyway.
So Mad Dog's got that depth.
Yeah.
You weren't expecting that.
Also, there was another joke there. Whenever he tells him to yield, then he does. And he stands up and looks at his men, and he's like, he said yield. Like he was shocked by it.
Like he didn't know what yield meant.
Like this asshole comes in here and says yield. I bet you he can spell annihilated for us.
Get him up on the sign with a paintbrush.
I told you this guy was good.
He should be the leader.
I loved when he threw this like completely insane spear at his feet, at Trent's feet, and asked, "Ever use one of these?" Like no one's ever used one of these.
So, the next day, they arrive at the alien base. Trent tells Mad Dog to give them 5 minutes, to which Mad Dog says, "I don't have a watch." So Trent gives him his watch, And then Dana says, well, now you don't have a watch. So he takes his watch back. So then Trent tells him to count to 3,000. It's 50 minutes.
That was the best joke in the movie, though. The whole watch thing. I don't have a watch. Here, take mine. Now you don't have a watch. But he says, here, take mine.
It's like Leslie Nielsen bribing the guy on the dock of Naked Gun.
Oh, man. That was good stuff. Yeah, 3,000, though.
Yeah, count to 3,000. So an hour later. So after 5 to 50 minutes.
Somewhere in there.
Mad Dog.
But Mad Dog's woman's like, what's he telling? Can you count to 3,000 while we're doing it or what?
Yeah. So the plan is that after the amount of time, whatever it may be, Mad Dog is to shoot one of the alien guards in the tower to distract them so that Trent and Dana could slip in. So Mad Dog starts doing his woman there in the dirt as they count. And they hit about 2,000, and Mad Dog pops up and shoots a guard. 2,000 was neither one of the numbers that was agreed on.
I think she gets to 3,000, but then she keeps counting.
Does she? I thought she said 2,000, and then he popped up and shot. Maybe not. I don't know.
She got to 3,000, and then he popped up.
So yeah, 50 minutes later, he pops up and shoots the guard from the tower. It tumbles down like a Cabbage Patch doll, and Trent and Dana rush in as Mad Dog gets in his car and drives away, alien guards in pursuit. An alien ship shows up and blasts the car, and Mad Dog's forced out on foot. Trent and Dana, meanwhile, get inside the base and are immediately captured. The aliens try to force Dana to kill Trent, but Mad Dog bursts through the door, and the group manages to kill all the guards. More aliens show up, so they run deeper into the facility, lock themselves behind a door. The aliens send a message to them in English that they can do now, apparently, to surrender or be killed, to which they all raise their middle fingers in defiance.
They said that if they surrendered, they'll kill them quickly, but if they don't, they'll kill them more horribly than they can imagine.
Yeah, to which they all silently raise their middle fingers. Yeah. So the alien commander arrives and orders them to bring in a bazooka of sorts, and they use it to start blasting a hole in the door. Inside, the group runs into Dr. Isaac Hoffenstein, who's been working on the bomb for this last year. And he takes them further into what appears to be an empty room, and the doors open up and the floor falls out and reveals that the bomb's in there. I guess this is a bomb that they're showing us. He says he hasn't been able to get a physiological reading on the aliens to be able to program the bomb. So Mad Dog drops a knowledge bomb on him and tells him, well, you're too smart for your own good, Doc, and just solves the goddamn problem.
This genius is an idiot.
He says, you should program the thing what not to kill. And then there you go. So program it to not kill Earth things, and then it'll kill the aliens. So the Doc starts to program the machine, but he needs a code to get it to connect to the central database where they have all the physiological readings of everything on Earth, apparently.
So many stupid barriers.
So, but guess what? That code happens to be on the tape that Trent stole 5 years ago. Why not?
Yeah, but the way they say, well, there's a code, but that code was stolen 5 years ago.
Oops. So,
and this is the point where I realized, like, I have no idea why Trent ever stole this tape in the first place.
There was no reason to.
Never gave a reason. Like, he was escaping the facility, stole a spaceship, got lost in space for 5 years, all over this tape. But there's no reason for him to ever have taken it.
He did it just for fun. Just for the thrills.
His friends dared him to.
So the Doc sets them up the bomb, and the Yai-Zigs break through the door. Mad Dog's lady is standing watch, and she warns them that they're coming and to get ready for battle. She gets killed pretty damn quick, And this sends Mad Dog on a rampage. And I didn't know if anybody knew this or not, but sometimes future guns make noise, and sometimes they're dead silent.
It depends on what setting you have them in.
It's just random.
Duh.
It's like how it's you can't get muzzle flashes to show up on film, except with sound.
Yeah. So some of the aliens stupid floppy hats are falling down in front of their faces as they're running and shooting. This is the equivalent of that stormtrooper hitting his head on the door. They corner Dana and Trent, and as the commander alien enters the room, and they brace themselves for the worst, but start making out hard, which just confuses the aliens long enough.
Super hard.
It just confuses the aliens long enough to give the doc time to run the code and turn on the bomb. And this bomb is just green electricity that swarms the aliens, and they topple to the ground and slowly melt away. And it's mostly just shots of their noses falling off.
Yeah, but the aliens said that they were going to kill them more horribly they can imagine, but it was just a firing squad.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know what those guns are going to do to them. You can do anything.
Yeah, we do. We saw it.
Yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah, they shot the lady.
Yeah. Very little imagination among these pig people.
I forgot we ever actually saw them shoot anybody, but
yeah,
we did. So,
so there were some reviews comparing this to Evil Dead, and I think this melting sequence is why. There's some shots in here that are like remarkably similar to the end of like the original Evil Dead. Some of the stuff is cool though. I was really feeling it. Some of the stop motion like melty stuff.
Yeah.
But it's weird.
It was mostly noses falling off.
Yeah. They were swinging for it.
Like, yeah, they were going for it. But like the movie is not. It felt out of place because the movie's not like gory or gross or anything at any other point in the movie.
I'll give it this: it had more body melting than body melt.
It sure did.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And a lot less full penetration.
100% less full pen.
So the doctor starts programming the computer to target him with the bomb, but Mad Dog stops him. Yeah, stops him and tells him that, the world's going to need people like you later, so don't do that.
So he enters the command into the computer, and then Mad Dog stops him, but he never like cancels the command. So I kept waiting for him to just randomly die or like start melting or something because he fucking forgot because he's one of those idiot geniuses.
That would have been good.
Yeah. Well, they do leave and blow up the facility, which just vanishes without a trace.
Oh, yeah, there's not even a burnt blade of grass on the ground.
Yeah.
One thing that I did
programmed it to
appreciate,
target
though, was they're all standing on the hill, like far away, watching it blow up. And as it's exploding, the trees and grass are actually moving in the wind. I don't know if you noticed this, but it looks like they might have actually just waited to get some wind. So
for the shot.
So it looked like there was, explosion air or whatever.
A concussive blast?
Yes.
Too bad the entire building just David Copperfields away.
Sure.
I like how John has been talking about this smart idiot so much. Explosion air.
Explosion air. Well, I'm not one of those dumbass geniuses. I'm a regular guy. I call stuff what it is. Explosion air.
It is explosion air. You're right.
So Trent then starts pontificating about how this is a new start for the human race to live in peace and harmony, and the rest of the crew just kind of walk out on him like the rest of the audience did about 80 minutes ago. He turns after his speech and sees that everybody left, and then the camera snap zooms to show that he's alone and freeze frames. The narrator closes with, "So that's how I saved the world. Hey, you listening? Hey, kids! Oi!"
That was it.
And that's how the movie ends.
Boom.
With this old man telling a story to no one and then thinking that the no one walked out on him because it was so goddamn boring.
Fred Savage just died in his bed. Got bored.
Jesus Christ. What a depressing... I'm so glad this wasn't the last movie of the season. That would have been really depressing. But...
It was fine. It was fine.
On to business.
Yeah.
We got questions to do. And this is Blake's last chance to put points on the board this season. We're currently sitting with John in the lead with 10. I'm right behind him with 9. And Blake's right pulling up the rear with 8. Still any man's game, but we'll see how this shakes out for Blake.
Yeah. I could be out of it right here.
So, without further ado, John?
Let's do it. All right. In the beginning of the movie, what was the number on the door Trent was trying to get into while escaping from security?
Boom! I have no idea what it was.
Oh, I don't know that one.
All right. Same scene. What was the name of the security card that wanted to blow the door off?
That I do know.
Son of a bitch.
Let's see. Where is Trent originally from?
Sweet.
See, when Trent and Dana are in the ship on their way to Richmond, how many miles from Richmond are they?
Oh, John, thank you.
I did easy ones, huh?
Wait. I might have that one. Okay, I might have it. All right.
Wait.
All right, I'm going with something more difficult. Final question. During the mass destruction scene, there's a shot of a cityscape. One of the buildings has a sign on top of it.
Fuck.
What's the name of this company?
Aha! I actually know that one.
That one, I don't know that one.
Woo!
All right. It sounds like everybody put up some points.
Yeah.
What's the number on the door?
9.
4?
9 is correct. What was the name of the security guard?
Steve.
Duke.
It was Duke.
Damn.
Dollars to donuts were coming out of this tide.
Where is Trent originally from?
Idaho.
Chicago.
Chicago is correct.
Damn.
How many more miles was it to Richmond?
100.
Hunted.
It was 100. Man, putting up those points. What was that sign?
The Randall Manufacturing Company.
Pizza Hut.
Randall Manufacturing Company is correct.
3 and 3. So I'm back in the lead with 12. Blake's in second with 11, and John's in third with 10. Son of a bitch.
Whew, shit.
Well, I'll do my best to make sure John gets none right.
God damn it. What do I need to get? I'll have to get like all of them right to have a chance of beating Chase.
That means I've clinched Shark Month.
Yeah, you're in Shark Month.
I'm in Shark Month. All right.
So I just got to beat Blake.
Yeah, I'm going to do my best to make sure that does not happen.
Yeah, you need to get 2. And you're going up against Blake questions, so.
God damn.
Yep.
Blake's got a decided advantage here.
I do. Especially whenever y'all hear what I'm picking.
Oh, Christ.
So,
all right, moving right along to Coming Attractions. What are we closing this season out with?
Well, first, I do have to make an apology to a listener named Joey, because he gave me a pick, and I was gonna use it until the 0 hour, so I'm gonna use it as one of my picks next season. But I read something about this movie that I did pick where I said, no, I can't wait on it. So what we're going to watch is 2015's Absolution. It stars Steven Seagal and Vinnie Jones. It had, what was it on IMDb? A 4 on IMDb and a 26 on Rotten Tomatoes. What drew me to this was, first off, it was what Seagal had said about it. I'm trying to find the quote. I have it in my notes here. So Seagal said he was attracted to the lead role because, quote, "I'm always trying to find something a little bit different from what people have seen me do before. I wanted to play somebody kind of mysterious and on the edge, so you don't really know if you like him or hate him until the middle of the movie."
Spoiler alert, we're going to hate him.
Then the director said that he was happy because Seagal wrote the character's opening monologue himself. And he and everyone was very excited about the idea that on this one, Steven wants to do something a little bit different. So right then I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And then right under it, they say at there's some award, the Action Elite Award thing, what they wrote about the movie, it says, "Absolution is saved by some imaginative violence and Byron Mann's easygoing coolness. It's let down by Seagal just being the same as he always is."
Literally what he described as wanting to play it like differently is what he always does.
He just described Glimmer Man.
I want to be a little different, you know. I want to be kind of like a martial arts, like ass kicking kind of something a little.
But we still haven't gotten to the reason that made me say, "Holy shit, I have to pick this movie." And it's this right here.
Probably moving the scene where I grew up on a woman.
On IMDb. It says, Steven Seagal was hesitant to release this movie because he was convinced it would inspire the second coming of Jesus Christ. We're not done.
No.
He asked the Pope for his blessing first. The Pope replied by saying it was the dumbest thing he had ever heard.
There's no way this happened.
This is not real.
IMDb can't lie.
I already just
the
like
Pope
don't
responded,
trust you.
"What are you, fucking stupid?"
The Pope bothered responding? Like, I just don't believe it.
He probably had a personal audience with the Pope. He's a fucking llama.
God. He was sitting in his hotel room in the Vatican waiting to see the smoke come out, whether or not he could play his fucking movie.
No, Mr. Seagal, I don't think that's going to happen, and will you please get out of the refrigerator?
Those sandwiches are for the orphans. So let me read, not that we need it, but I'm going to read the synopsis of the movie is, when a contract killer encounters a girl on the run from a dangerous, politically connected mob boss running a human traffic operation, he gropes
her.
Huh?
He gropes her.
Yeah. He's torn between protecting the girl and remaining loyal to the government agency that hired him.
Between protecting the girl and getting in on that sweet human trafficking action.
Seems like there was something else that I needed to say about this movie that I'm forgetting. Oh, yeah. Yes. Where is it in my notes? Yeah. Okay. So the film is meant to be a sequel to A Good Man, which is a sequel to Force of Execution, in which Steven Seagal also portrays the character John Alexander. So this is his Jason Bourne saga.
Oh.
And we're entering in on number 3.
How's he gonna play a different character when he's playing literally the same character?
I didn't even think about that. He's playing the same character he's played twice. It's gonna be different.
The fuck?
I love
idiots.
this man. The fact convinced that it would inspire the second coming of Jesus Christ.
Jesus has just been chilling up in heaven like, hold on, not yet.
Holy shit, did y'all see the new Seagal flick? I gotta get down there.
Dad, I gotta go see this thing.
He's making a third one where he plays Jason Alexander, whatever the fuck his name was.
John Alexander, Jason's older brother.
Jason. Now you got me wanting to see Seagal doing Costanza scenes.
You know, we live in a society.
Serenity now.
Vandalay Industries. Say Vandalay.
Just laying on the floor with his pants down.
Just driving around in John Voight's car. That could be something, man.
Hell yeah.
It shouldn't though. Just when you think you're safe and we've gotten through a season Seagal free.
Well, that was the thing. You know, the whole reason I look for Seagal movies is because, like, you know, we haven't heard from the big man in a while, and I was gonna pick a movie that I got shut down in season 1, the one with him and Stone Cold in it.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't available, so I was gonna go with the user pick. But then when I saw the whole Jesus Christ thing, I was like, oh no.
So
Is us watching this movie going to trigger the end of the world?
It might. That just means John won't answer his questions, and therefore he lost.
Us inspiring the end of the world could mean big numbers for the podcast, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. So that's happening, I guess, for the end.
Yep.
That'll end us in style, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a good one.
Dust off that book of fat jokes.
Oh, I also forgot to mention it's 96 minutes long.
It's not terrible.
But it ain't great.
At least it's movie length.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Who else is in it?
Vinnie Jones.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you do. Bullet Tony.
Who?
What
the British soccer player from the Guy Ritchie movies.
More specific.
The guy with
Gone in 60 Seconds. The dude that didn't talk and Gone in 60 Seconds.
I don't remember that movie.
What? How can you be proprietor of shitty movies and not seen Gone in 60 Seconds?
I've seen it. I don't remember anything about it. What's his name again?
Well, in the what is it, Snatch or whatever? He's Bullet Tony.
Yeah, Vinnie Jones is his name. You'll recognize him when you see him.
Yeah, when you see him, you'd know him. And he was in that movie when Stallone went to jail.
Yeah. I recognize her from Lock, Stock.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I don't know. Names of people? Shit.
Oh, man.
Well, anyway.
And it is on Amazon Prime. It's not on YouTube.
Thank God.
Wonderful.
Like I said before, I really want to make that a rule. But God damn it, Frankenhooker was funny.
Yeah, I can't totally rule out YouTube.
So, anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for listening. If you can, leave us a review on iTunes. We would very much appreciate that. You can find us online at facebook.com/garbagetheater and on Instagram at garbage_theater. If you have a movie pick, send it our way. We're going to be starting up a new season here pretty soon. Send it to any of our social channels or email us directly at garbagetheaterpodcast@gmail.com. All right. So that's it for the battle for the missing galaxy.
Yeah.
And moving on to greener pastures, to fatter pastures. With Absolution. And sorry, but that's going to be the last day for all of us on the planet Earth. Apparently.
Sorry, guys, for ending it all.
Whenever the first one of us decides to watch it.
And especially sorry to Joey. He did have a good one that he suggested, but I mean, it's Jesus Christ. So.
You'll have to wait for another day if that day ever comes.
We can look at it as if Jesus Christ himself has recommended us watch this movie.
He wants to come back. No one's watched it yet.
Well, that's what all those
That's all
references.
he's been waiting on is somebody to watch the movie.
That's what all these references to absolution in the Bible are.
Look, we're just doing the Lord's work.
You know?
I got nothing to say to that.
I mean, it's no crazier than anything else in there.
A little crazier than sentient fish.
Oh, I hope I get a weapon so y'all can hear my music.
Do I need to throw it?
No.
Just so we can get. Because I don't have anything to worry about. We know that.
It's just gonna be so out of fucking left field, this shit.
Oh man.
I'm gonna have to come up with another weapon if I win. I think because I don't think
You've got the
anybody likes
Erotonomicon.
Yeah, exactly. You have a weapon, you just decided not to use it.
Yeah.
I don't like it though.
But it's you.
Says you.
When you look in the mirror, the Erotonomicon is staring back at you.
Yes.
When I look in the mirror, a butter-lated fat man is looking at me.
I guess yours is worse, honestly.
And that's not even Seagal, it's just me.
John, what's wrong with an evil book bound in flesh with a big old tit hanging off the front cover?
Nothing. I have been considering just accepting it because it would be a fun illustration to do, but we'll see. Because I don't think anybody's liking Godfrey Ho. Nobody fucking likes Godfrey Ho except me.
Well, I'll tell you this, and I don't like Godfrey Ho. However, we've always said I try to be mean-spirited a lot in this thing.
Sure.
And you picking Godfrey Ho is it's a mean-spirited move, so I can't be mad at it.
Yeah, that is a dick move.
You're picking Godfrey Ho to hurt people's feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And it works, because it fucking sucks. And we hate you for it.
It's like win-win for me, because I think they're hilarious, and you guys just hate them, so it's like...
Yeah. My Richard Harrison movie at the beginning of the season at least had a beginning, middle, and end.
Sort of.
I'm about to say, loosely, yeah.
A very abrupt end.
Yeah. Titular gun? Maybe not.
Right.
Oh my god. Okay, we gotta end this goddamn thing. We'll see you next time when we close out season 5 with the Steven Seagal End of the World classic, Absolution. We'll see you then, folks.